super long here tonight, but want to welcome you all. Please hit that like and subscribe as you come on in. And especially if you were watching us on replay, make sure you hit that like and subscribe so that way you'll be notified the next time that we go live. I have very little expectation as to making any sort of significant money tonight. It is the night after Christmas. I think a lot of people have overspent, overeaten, but nonetheless, we're still going to be out here. The main thing I am working on doing is just trying to pick up the acceptance rate on DoorDash just a little bit. I employed a little trick since I did not have a scheduled DoorDash for this time slot, is I went and found a neighboring zone that had a slot open and instead scheduled there for a half an hour and then hit Dash along the way. And even though I was probably a good 20 miles away, it allowed me to do that. And so sure enough, as soon as I turned it on, I got a nice little delivery that was allowing me to pick up. So this is like $8 for 2 miles or something like that. Just a simple little DoorDash from Chick-fil-A in the mall. So we are rocking and rolling here. Again, we're out here kind of more out of curiosity's sake than anything else, not necessarily expecting any sort of large amounts of orders or big orders. I just really think it's kind of a normal night. A lot of people still have to go to work tomorrow again, but I think people are partied out. But we're gonna still take time and try to make a few dollars, hang out with you guys. I'm meeting up with a friend tonight at around 7:30, so I'll be cutting this stream short. We'll probably roll till about 7 o'clock tonight, but want to just hang out with everybody. We haven't done a food delivery ride along for a couple of days now because of Christmas. I hope everybody had an awesome Christmas. It is Boxing Day. Yes, happy Boxing Day to you, Corey. So I've read so many different theories about the history of Boxing Day and why it's called Boxing Day. So I would love to know what the locals in Canada would say Boxing Day is really all about. So but yeah, we just picked up this Chick-fil-A order. We only have to go 2 miles down the road. Of course, everything that we're taking is going to be taking us in the area of the zone, but I have a dash scheduled from 6 to 7:30. Civiz, good evening to you. Belated happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year to all of you. We're just out here tonight as the day is about to turn tonight here in the next little bit, but doing a couple of food delivery orders, making a couple of dollars, pay for my gas. Good evening, Kathleen. How is it going? So we have to go about 2 miles down the road. Linda, good evening to you. Doing some food delivery tonight. Not expecting there to be a lot of great deliveries, but trying to have some fun out here tonight. Man, trolls are very unoriginal. Y'all are very unoriginal. So but welcome to those of you who are not trolls, who are rolling on through the stream, and appreciate you guys. We're out doing some food delivery. A belated Merry Christmas to happy holidays, happy New Year. Hope that going well. And so you do deals. So it's kind of like a Black Friday type of thing in America. You get lots of deals. So Cutie, hello. Got a person without a name. Cobra Gaming, how's it going? So we're out just trying to make a few dollars, make a couple of deliveries. going to keep our eye on Instacart as well, see if there's any sort of good shopping orders. I don't know. I have very low expectations. Hope all of you are doing well. We've got this Chick-fil-A order. It was like $7 or $8 going 2 or 3 miles. So that's what we are currently delivering. We got lots of people rushing, racing, zigzagging. Love it when the guy who's like racing in and out of traffic ends up getting stuck in a bad line that he would have seen coming had he simply just waited and let traffic develop in front of him. Good evening, Savage Batman. Kanto, how's it going tonight? That's crazy juggling. Do you have a juggling channel? That's pretty cool. Hope that you guys are doing well. I want to take on any of your side hustle questions as well while we're doing deliveries tonight. The plan is to keep doing these streams, but have a lot more content for you all to be growing your side hustles and everything else that we're going to be doing. We've got an $18 for 4 mile. It is a double pickup on Uber Eats, but we are going to go ahead and grab that as well. That will, if it'll allow us to grab it. We don't always know. But that pickup is right by where we are dropping off, which is perfect. We basically got through to the end of this little DoorDash, so we just were able to hop on, dash along the way, get a quick order, and then that gave us enough time to get another order now a double. I'm gonna see, we're picking up from Cafe Milano. Are they both from Cafe? Oh, and Sushi Thai. So they're two of our downtown restaurants. We can park over by Magic Dumpster, basically where we're going. We're gonna hop on over here. People are racing and rushing around everywhere. I feel like there really wasn't a lot of holiday spirit this year. I don't know. Did you guys notice people seem more stressed this year than normal? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you, Nick. Hope you had a great Christmas yesterday as well. We were kind of in recovery mode a little bit today, but glad to be back at it here, doing a little bit of delivery. This is a short stream tonight. We're only going to do like 2 hours till 7:30, something like that. We've got to go just a couple more blocks down the road from here. We're going to do this. Good evening to all of you. Lots of people hopping on and off. Welcome to you from the United States, from Southwest Florida. We're out doing just a little bit of food delivery here. I've got a quick little Chick-fil-A order. It was like 1 adult meal and 2 kids meals that we are dropping off, and now we are gonna, after we drop this off, we've got a double pickup to do on Uber Eats. Am I ready for some DoorDash in theory topics? Always, 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 always. I've got a new video that I think I'm gonna make on DoorDash here very soon, entitled DoorDash Wants to Kill You, or DoorDash Wants You to Die. I'm not sure which one it sounds better. And maybe DoorDash Wants You to Die. Talking about how they've gone, every time DoorDash fixes something, they do it by breaking something else. So specifically, DoorDash has fixed the Dasher rewards program, kind of, but then they completely broke the late metric. So now, Dashers are being penalized for waiting at restaurants when the food's not ready. So it's like, DoorDash fixed one thing, but they couldn't just leave it alone and fix the broken thing. They had to break another thing with it. So, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, go ahead, break. Let's break DoorDash and doing that. Hold on, I gotta find this house here. I think I'm like one house away. Yeah, right here. So this ends my dash along the way. I'm still about 15 miles away from the final destination that I was supposed to get to. So go ahead, yeah, Nick, go ahead, start posting some stuff. I'm gonna get this dropped off, and then we'll be right back to our next pickups. Good evening, White. How's it going? Belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you. We are just rocking and rolling out here tonight. Okay, yes, talk. I got you, Nick. I'm gonna zigzag, and we're actually gonna park in the general vicinity of Magic Dumpster for those of you who are familiar. I will say this, the one thing I will say about DoorDash right now, it appears to me that their primary goal is to stop you from multi-apping at all costs. That appears to be DoorDash's primary goal with the decisions that they're making. Because with their new metrics for DoorDash rewards, one of the most important metrics is the on-time rating. Good evening, Ava. Merry Christmas to you. Early Happy New Year as well. So it appears that DoorDash cares primarily about you being on time to their imaginary time scale metrics that have nothing to do with the actual traffic in where you live, the actual road conditions, knowing what the restaurants are able or are not able to do. Alright, so we're going to park right here by Magic Dumpster. Just burnt your hand. That is not good at all. Not good at all. Vitalik, how's it going? So we're parked right here by Magic Dumpster. We've got some walking to do because both of these restaurants are within the same block. So we got Cafe Milano and Sushi Thai downtown. So we're gonna go grab both these. We got some walking to do. We're basically gonna walk a big loop. So from by Magic Dumpster, go to Cafe Milano. That's a big order. And then we'll go to Sushi Thai. They're a little slower usually. And we will get that. Well, I certainly wondered that for a while, Nick, because they never made any sort of hurricane announcement that I saw. which I think was very interesting. I also wonder if they were just testing the new Platinum Dasher tiers now that have rolled out, because we had been speculating that they cared more about other metrics, that metrics mattered more beyond the metrics of, sorry, it's really loud with cars, but beyond the metrics of, yep, there you go, exactly, Nick. I think that's exactly what it was. I think we were seeing that we were maybe test run. Maybe they used the Hurricane. Maybe it was both, right? Maybe they used the Hurricane as the test run to see, hey, this is a perfect chance to see what this would look like. And so we were getting platinum rewards. Either that or it reverted back to just the old system. They just put the new system on pause and it just reverted back to the old system. One way or the other. I'm not sure which one, but no, I think one of those two things is probably true, Nick. I think you're right on. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Picking up from Mark. Everything? All right. All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, we're actually doubling back. So there's 2 bags and 2 pizzas. So we're gonna double back to the car. Either way, we're close to Sushi Thai on the back end. So we're gonna go drop all this off. Get this in the catering bag. Keep the pizzas warm while we go grab our sushi stuff. This is a huge order. Get to see some palm trees and other stuff too here. Making me work hard here. See this? Plus I'm carrying a bag in the same hand that I'm carrying the streaming phone. So it's a couple of pizzas. It's got steak, prosciutto and mozzarella, tagliatelle, bolognese, lasagna, Sicilian tuna. So this is actually a really big order. Like I said, plus there's another bag of food in the hand that I'm carrying this phone with. And then it's tied in with a sushi order as well. So this is a really big double. Caleb, how's it going? Good evening to you, Joe Ham. Interesting, yeah. So, well, I am on the new program. I am silver, barely. I'm barely hanging on to silver on the new program. And the primary reason that I'm on silver and not gold is now how they treat being on time. So how they treat being on time. All right. Alright, now I gotta go pick up our sushi. I might have to mute you guys in here because sometimes they play music, so we'll see. We shall see.
Any appetizer?
How's it going?
How are you?
Good evening. All right, I'm gonna mute. All right, I'm gonna try to bring up how they're doing the new ratings here. Let's see if I can find a thing really quick and I'll show that on the screen. And then we'll mute it again while it's loading. Let's see. No, hold on 1 second. hopefully you could see all of that. That's kind of the breakdown. I need to do like a video showing. There's about 3 or 4 reasonable ways that you can become silver on the new rating. So, but I'm like at the very bottom of silver and about to lose that because of not being on time, which all of my not being on times have been delays at restaurants. And there's just nothing you can do about it. So we're still waiting for this order here from Sushi Thai to be finished. We're packing it up, and then we do have a quick little DoorDash shift that we can take from 6 to 7 or 7:30 after this. This is a double on Uber Eats. So we already picked up the first half from Cafe Milano. Now we're waiting for this one from Sushi Thai. So hope everybody is doing awesome here tonight. Appreciate all of you.
Still waiting for
iPhone is dead now. I don't know. I told her it's dead. I don't know what it is. What is the order? There's there was shrimp teriyaki.
Well, it's very chaotic. They're behind, but that's all right. We'll just start our DoorDash and pause orders if we need to once it gets past 6 o'clock. You guys want to look at more fish? All right, we got our order. All right, well, that was a long wait, but at least you guys got to watch fish. Doesn't get much better than watching fish. So this is an $18 double. Definitely the total could go up here. I don't think we have a lot of miles to drive. Let's see. First drop off, we got to go 2.2 miles. That's the Cafe Milano, the couple of pizzas and all that Italian food. And then I don't know what we have to go beyond that.
No, that's a new one.
They're making fun of the vibe. Like, why is he parked in the alleyway? Oh, bunch of delivery drivers. We're delivery drivers. The rules don't apply to us. Well, good evening, everybody. Sorry for that long delay. Tried to kind of respect the restaurant's privacy and not be like too crazy loud. But a belated Merry Christmas to all of you and an early Happy New Year. So it's a little bit of both. Belated Happy Christmas, early Happy New Year. So we've got a double here that we are delivering from Cafe Milano, one of our higher-end downtown restaurants, and Sushi Thai downtown also. So we've got to go here. Oh yeah, this is not far at all. So this is an Uber Eats order. Uber Eats double. It was like $18 for I don't remember exactly how many miles, but not a lot of miles. So we're gonna go drop off the first one, which is the Cafe Milano Italian place, and then we will go and drop off the second one, the Sushi Thai downtown. Got to make a little. Their headlights aren't on. So we're just trying to get out of our back alleys and such over here. We're gonna zoom. We've got to go, yeah, like 2.2 miles. We've got to zigzag. Traffic is crazy. People are grumpy. People were grumpy before Christmas. People seem grumpy after Christmas. I don't know. Is everybody just grumpy? Are you guys seeing grumpy people everywhere, especially on the roads? Just seems to be a common occurrence I'm seeing in a lot of different places here tonight and overall. Sorry, let me get a chat refresh here because I think we got out of sync a little bit while we were in sushi. We'll get caught up on everything as well. Too Evil, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Still the 24th. I didn't even realize that's possible. Pete, good evening to you. Yes, Tim, we park where we want. Yeah, I got the turkey leg. There's probably still some cheesy potato in there too. So yeah, so I tried to warn everybody on Christmas. There's going to be deliveries, but you're gonna have to wait. It's like good deliveries, good payouts, but you had to wait. Like I had to wait last year for over an hour for an order, and it worked out okay because it ended up being a $40 order. But yeah, you're door dashing right now, Walmart. I just get bored. Yeah, so the thing was, so going back to the on time or early, they did reset it. They did reset it to like 100%, but now everything, it doesn't matter why you're late, it counts against you. So for that last order, this is Uber Eats, but had that last order been DoorDash, I would now be late on 2 orders because a restaurant was behind. So that's the problem. They fixed the rating system a little bit. I still don't understand why only 10% is the customer experience. But they're saying is, we only care about our customers' feedback 10%. 90% is stuff that we want you to do that the customers probably don't care about. But you made $200 last night playing trucks. Well, overall, that's a great night. So you called the supervisor of Uber Eats and complained about money. Did they just give you, like, how much did they give you? The other thing with the new system is it's based on only the last 50. You just have to have 50 deliveries. So the ratings are rolling 100, but you don't have to have like 100 deliveries in the last 30 days. You just have to have 50 in the last 30 days. So yeah, they're trying to encourage more. They want less full-time, they want more part-time. But then also specifically they want part-time people who deliver during the main hours and have a high acceptance rate. And they're going to keep your acceptance rate up by forcing you to accept more, because if you want a top tier, you're going to be late all the time under the new system. There's just nothing you can do about it. If the restaurant is late, you are now late. And so this whole idea of like, well, I was late because the restaurant was delayed, it's now your fault. It's your fault if there's traffic. It's your fault if there's an accident. It's your fault if the restaurant is delayed. It's your fault if the customer doesn't come to the door when you're meeting the customer at the door. It's all your fault now. And it will reflect in your rankings. And so they can essentially say like, well, look, it only counts towards 25% of your score. Yeah, that's true. But they've made this on-time thing be such a beast that, I mean, I think of my last 10 deliveries, I think 8 of them were late. Just waiting for restaurants to get orders done. So, anyway, so that's why I'm going to make a video. DoorDash wants you to die. Yeah, but it should be, but it's not. And restaurants already play games to keep DoorDash happy. They already mark food as being ready when they haven't even started it. So that way they don't get hurt with their metrics, and then they just pass the buck on to the Dashers. Just remember, you're expendable. If you're a DoorDash Dasher, you're expendable. They have no problem replacing you. And that's what this whole system is based on, is that they want people who are more desperate for the money that they provide the Dasher than how desperate they are for the Dashers to dash for them. Yep. And much more so now. So now you could have 100% acceptance rate. So I'll show you the number. It's crazy. You could have 100% acceptance rate. You could have 100% completion rate. You could have 100% customer rating, and be basically either silver or gold. And you wouldn't be a platinum Dasher if your on-time rating is low. So well, I'm going to start calling DoorDash and saying, look, you need to fix these things, just like you do. I mean, if they can remove negative customer feedback, they should be able to, I mean, they are able to, they should remove, and they say they'll cancel like 10 of them. But like, seriously, if 8 out of every 10 restaurants I end up being late at because the restaurant is late, doesn't matter. You need to cancel every single one where I mark I'm waiting at the restaurant. Like, that's how it has to be. But anyway, no, we cracked that DoorDash was doing something new and different before they revealed the new and different thing. We didn't know exactly what it was, but we cracked that they were dealing with things, other metrics other than just acceptance rate before they were. I'm very proud of us. We're a very small channel. World War III in our lives. Well, I can give you three potential answers to that. Here's one potential answer. We're already in it, we just don't know it yet. Okay, there's one potential answer to that question. Frontline is we're already in it, we just don't know it yet. Okay? 2, here's potential answer number 2. Yes, but it will be a digital cyber war. Supplemented maybe by some actual physical confrontation, but it might be primarily a digital cyber war. Or I'll give you my third possibility, and if I had a 3 coin, I think I would vote all of these as equal possibilities. We will have some sort of peace renaissance. And I would give each of those, personally, from my viewpoint, I would give each of those a 33% chance of being true. So, possibility 1, we're already in it and we just don't know it yet. Possibility 2, it will be, but it will be primarily a cyber digital war that will also, and cyber digital war could also include this idea of more drone warfare and that sort of thing. And number 3, that we might have some form of a peace renaissance. All right, we're almost to our first drop-off. I feel really bad for these people who ordered all this Italian food because they had to be delayed due to this. Oh, absolutely. Always pray for peace. Always pray for peace. If I had to guess, we might even get a combination of all 3 of those. We might currently be in some form of a digital cyber war, but that could be ended early with peace. I think that's a possibility. All right, hold on. I gotta go drop this one off really quick. All right. Hey, if Santa can park on people's roofs, so can I. That's what I say. Who gives Santa the right to park in those places and not me? I'm a delivery driver too. Yeah, everybody's okay with the reindeer pooping all over their yard, but if I do it... Oh, wait, hold on. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Got to be a little careful here. We got lots of people out walking their dogs and a lot of streets that don't actually have street lights. So, Playing Sharks, good evening to you. So we got to go 2 more miles to drop off our sushi order, and then Oh wow, that's actually really pretty good. That's $12 for 3 miles on Grubhub. I guess we're gonna take that. I don't get many $12 for 3 mile Grubhub orders. We'll see. We can always, if we can't get there in time, I don't know how far past Uncle Julio's we're gonna go, but we'll grab it for now. We'll grab it for now. I mean, so I haven't been out all day. This is just like my second and third orders here from Uber Eats. We had like an $8 Chick-fil-A. This is 18, and it's gonna, you know, so we'll be 26 for the first hour. I'm mostly trying to slowly walk up my acceptance rate on DoorDash here, because I want to be platinum when I'm going for the $700 day. So I'm going to be trying to make a run for a $700 day. I think I've actually settled. So we talked a little bit a couple nights ago about what hours I should run it. Because we said, well, 6 p.m. to like 8 p.m. or something like that. I was thinking, well, what if I did, so I was thinking like 8 to 8, roughly. So I think, I like how my phone just pops up like a random software update. Like, I don't really care when I'm in the middle of using the phone for something else. So I'm thinking like 8 to 8, but try to, at the beginning of it, try to start it off with like a banger plus catering order, something like that. So maybe even just like be ready to, you know, like basically start the stream, start the 24 hours anytime between 6 and 8, and just start it when I get a good order. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Like, so New Year's Eve night, start it at whatever time I get a good order, and just use that as the kickoff. Alright, we're also going to turn on DoorDash. I have accepted a $12 for 3 mile on Grubhub, but we're headed away from it, so it's going to be more like $12 for 7 miles by the time we get back there. So, which makes it okay, but not great. So if I can get anything that's roughly equivalent or better than that from DoorDash, I'm going to do that. Alright. DoorDash is sending me $9 for 9 miles. That is not good or equivalent. That is definitely worse. We have like half a mile to go to this first, well, it's our second drop off here on Uber Eats. Alright, I'm making a turn here. And really at the end of this street, we have our second drop off. Southwest Grand Rapids is paying well. Alright, well, we're gonna, if we don't get anything better, we're just gonna drop this off and we'll go straight to Uncle Julio's. They're usually a little bit delayed, so it's not a huge deal if we have to wait. a little bit longer. We got set up in the office in the house a little bit today. I was hoping that I could run internet off of this Cricket phone in the house, but I don't know, it's been not reliable, so I might have to add another bill. Is that it? No, that's not it. Alright, this is it. Alright, hang tight. Gotta drop this one off here really quick. This is our Sushi Thai downtown order. Alright. Mark that as delivered, and now we wait an hour to see what the total was. Wow, for the first order, they gave me $1.75 base pay. So Uber Eats is now paying less than $2 for delivery on certain orders. Just keeps getting better. Alright, let's get... Hold on. I feel like something... Why are the messages being weird tonight? Alright, we're going to navigate here. We've got to go 1.5 miles now back to Uncle Julio's. This was our $12 for a 3-mile Grubhub. It's the first Grubhub I've taken in like 3 weeks. Grubhub's been so slow. So I'm meeting up with an old friend. Actually, is the best man in my wedding, and he is in town. So I'm meeting up with him at 7:30 tonight. So we're only going to be going here another hour and change. I don't even know what time it is. Just after 6 o'clock. So we're gonna do that. He actually has, I don't know if he has a YouTube channel, but he's a pastor of a church, so maybe if he wants to come on, I'll let him share some stuff. I don't know if he wants to come on or not. He has done some like YouTube podcast things, so. So hope everybody is doing well here tonight. We are on our way to Uncle Julio's. We're gonna go see if this order is ready. It's our Grubhub. So, for our first hour, we did $26, assuming all those pending tips come through. There's a chance of a hidden tip on some of that stuff, too. So I came out with very low expectations for tonight, and I'm not complaining at all. Anytime we can hit some $25 hours, we will take it. I'm still leaving everything else on. I'm not quitting on any of the other apps at this point. But a Merry Christmas, belated Merry, I almost said belated Happy New Year. a belated Merry Christmas and an early Happy New Year to all of you. Hope that you are doing well here tonight. Appreciate the chance to hang out with you. Is there Thursday night football tonight, or did they just do it all last night and that's it? Looks like it's just college football, some bowl games and stuff. Is there a game tonight? Oh yeah, Seahawks and Bears. Seahawks and Bears. Well, that's a game not many people care about. Seahawks and Bears. I wasn't sure if they would just, but you know the NFL. They only want to claim more spots. They'll never give up. They'll never give up time slots. Got to cash in on Thursday Night Football. I will not. I will be hanging out with an old friend who's back in town. The Sea Chickens, yes, the Sea Chickens. Well, I saw technically the Dolphins are still alive, so I guess that means I got to cheer for them again this week. All right. Well, let's see. Well, we already turned down $9 for 9 miles on DoorDash, so definitely turning down $6 for 9 miles on DoorDash. All right, well, we're here for the Grubhub. Hello, Grubhub arrived. All right, so I always love showing this one. It's like one of my favorite outside buildings. Uncle Julio's. All right, I'm gonna pause DoorDash for a few minutes while I go run in and grab this. Hopefully Grubhub is ready. All right, everything is picked up. We're gonna turn this around. We also grabbed a $13 Uber Eats from Jimmy John's. While we were in there, we're gonna grab that as soon as we drop this off. If we don't get timed out, do our best to do that. We're gonna start slowly heading north because that's where my friend is staying at a condo up on the north half, the very north half of town. So any orders that I can take that slowly take me his way will help pay for me to get there. So appreciate all you guys hanging out. Belated Merry Christmas, early Happy New Year to all of you. We have to go 2 miles here for this drop off for Uncle Julio's. And then we're just gonna double back down to Jimmy John's. It'll be about $13 for 7 miles, I think. But again, if you're $10 plus and 5 miles or less, there's a good chance on Uber Eats there could be a hidden tip. Anything over $10 on Uber Eats can have a hidden tip, but your best chance is when it's high dollars and low mileage. That's just, at least in my experience, that's what I found. All right, so let's see. I wanted to talk a little bit about future projects on the channel. Some of you guys know that I helped create a card game called Samurai Brothers. It's a ninja battle card game where you play as one of 6 samurai brothers and you hire dishonorable ninja to do your bidding for you. And we successfully funded it on Kickstarter, but I really didn't have the skill set needed to market it and get it sold after the Kickstarter. And so we do have a small little Samurai Brothers YouTube channel. It's got less than 100 subscribers. I've got a couple hundred, I don't know exact numbers, but let's say over 100 Samurai Brothers games that I want to try to get sold. So what I'm thinking about trying to do is do a Samurai Brothers revitalization project on the channel. So basically what I want to do is I want to start as if I didn't have the product developed yet, but I already do, so that helps. I don't have the cost of the product, so I want to basically launch a campaign to revitalize the Samurai Brothers card game, get that back up and functional again, and help people who are maybe looking to launch a product and kind of like try it again, but kind of crowdsource ideas of who and how to target things and take on some ideas. Also take on some good business practice things from significantly better marketers and entrepreneurs than myself. So I'm looking at doing that. So let me know if that's kind of something that sounds interesting to you. Take the game that already exists but isn't currently selling, and then figure out how to rebuild a whole marketing campaign around it. Everything that goes with it to then get the game. I'd like, in the very least, I'd like to sell through all the original copies of it. Coco, good evening to you. Belated Christmas wishes to you, and early Happy New Year wishes to you as well. So hang tight 1 second, I gotta mute as I go through the gate guard here really quick. Hold on. I am going to drop off someone's Mexican food into a fancy gated community. This gated community has some pretty high-end $1 million plus houses in it. It's pretty exclusive community. So we're going to do this, and then I got to double back after this and got to pick up to do from Jimmy John's. So how are you doing tonight? Hope that you are well. We just got to go around the corner here. We're like 2 blocks away. So this will be a quick drop off, and we'll just get right back out to the main road and go pick up our Jimmy John's. We've got to go a couple blocks. You're in Switzerland. It's just after midnight. Well, happy day after Christmas to you. Is it very cold in Switzerland right now, or I have no idea. Obviously, it probably matters where in Switzerland. If you're in the Alps, I would imagine it would be much colder. All right, it's like in the upper 60s here, I think, right now. All right, I'm gonna go drop this off. I'll be right back with you guys. Oh yeah, that's cold. That's cold. All right, we are back. So -10, that's of course Celsius. So that's probably what, like 25 degrees Fahrenheit? Something like that. Not that one. That's the wrong cord. I got too many cords going on here. Well, stay warm. So the on-time rate is just a scale, and just the higher your on-time rate is, the more. About 40 minutes ago, while I was waiting in the sushi place, I showed what my current time rating is in the scale, but I need to do like a full breakdown rating of it so people know and understand. Problem is, anything that any delay now counts against you, even if it's the restaurant's fault, even if it's traffic, it just doesn't matter. So yeah, so what they'll do when you're switching to the newer program, the first thing they'll do is they will give you your rating based off of your last 100 deliveries. They will exclude 10 late ratings. And so when they first rolled it out, I had 100% on-time rate. I had 55 on time and 10 excluded ratings. And then of my next 10 deliveries, 8 of the next 10 were considered late under their new program because I had to wait at the restaurant. So it doesn't matter if you get there on time. If you're late to the restaurant because of traffic, you're late. Even if you get it to the customer on time, it doesn't matter. So it's, if you're late to the customer for any reason, including delay at the restaurant, you're late. If you're late to the restaurant for any reason, you're late. So they basically took the whole thing. Now, instead of it being stuck where it's been stuck for years, like everybody's was, now it's dynamically changing, and you are to blame for any time you're late. It is 100% your fault. And all they will do is they will cancel 10. Now, I have yet to call again since we've gotten back on the new ratings, I have yet to call and ask for late things to be removed. So we can do that. Oh yeah, I got just locked in at 88%. That's where I was locked in at. But they changed it, and then I went to 100%, which was great. And then all of a sudden, so like if you're at the customer's door for a meet the customer, and the customer doesn't respond, and you have to wait for them to show up, and then the customer shows up, you're late. So it's brutal. It's just absolutely brutal. It went from being something that didn't move but didn't matter to now it's the second most important metric to completion rate. So it's funny, DoorDash fixes one thing, but whenever DoorDash fixes one thing, then they break another. That's just pretty standard. I mean, that's at least how it's been here. Every time, like I get to the restaurant. So if you're late to the restaurant, you're late. If you're late for the pickup, you're late. Even like I just don't understand. If you're late because you get stuck in traffic, there's an accident, there's bad weather, it doesn't matter. So that's why I'm going to make the video DoorDash wants you to die. Because about the only thing you can possibly do to make up for things is to speed. And even like that's basically it. So if you don't want to be late to the restaurant, you have to speed. You have to break the law. DoorDash wants you to die. DoorDash wants you to get arrested. DoorDash wants you to get a ticket. Like, we need to bring this whole late rate thing is absolutely encouraging unsafe driver behavior. Yeah, and the thing is, we usually don't get rolled out the new programs first here, and like the initial thing was, this looks pretty good, but also let's wait and see, because I've just learned you can't ever be like, oh yeah, for sure. For sure it's going to be good. Like, because you just know if they change something, there's going to be some sort of catch on the back end. And even if it's not apparent right away, well, this became apparent after the first week or so, which is this new late rating is not calculated the same way the old on-time rating was. It's now based off of if you're late, it's your fault. So not a big fan of that. Now you can still get to gold. I mean, I'm silver, but barely. I'm hanging on to silver by like 1 point. So I'm at 60%, which is the minimum to be silver. All right, we're gonna go get this. We'll go get this Jimmy John's here really quick. Exactly. Yeah. Well, what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to eliminate you from multi-apping. That's their goal. They don't want anyone multi-apping. But instead of just saying, look, if you're going to sign with us, we need you to be an exclusive driver for us. They're just trying to manipulate as opposed to just being honest. And that's the funny part with all this, is like, just be honest. This is really funny too, by the way. This order says 31 items. This, but it's like no pickles is an item. Lettuce is an item. So I wish it was 31 items. But all right, I'm gonna go grab this really quick. Here, you guys can watch the traffic go by. And you get to see a palm tree too, so it's not too bad. All right. Yeah, so if all your other metrics are good, Corey, under the new system, if your acceptance rate was like in the around 50, and your other metrics are good, you might be gold or platinum. There's also no like in between. So like under the old system, I could never really be gold. It would just, because I was always had the 100 deliveries, so I would just go straight from platinum. I would go straight from platinum to silver. So now gold is its own distinct tier. So basically what it looks like is they don't want you to multi-app, at least not at the same time. They don't want you to, okay, let me clarify. They don't want you to dirty double stack. That's for sure. They don't want dirty double stacking anymore. Blue Eyes, good evening to you. Happy New Year. So they don't want you to dirty double stack. They also need more drivers during the busiest times. So they want less full-time. They want a lot more part-time drivers. That's why they lowered it from 100 to 50. If they wanted more full-time drivers, they would have raised the metrics for the top deliveries to go from 100 to 150 or 125 or something like that. Because it'd be pretty hard to get to 150 as a part-time driver. I mean, you could do it, but that's 5 deliveries every single day for an entire month. No days off. It should be turned around now, Coco. You should be able to see me. Can you guys see me? Let me know if you can see me. I try to give you guys something fun to look at sometimes when I go into these places. We got 4.5 miles to go on this drop off. We're headed close to like the Crust Pizza, places like that. Which is fine because I need to head to the north end of town anyway to meet up with my friend who I haven't seen in a couple of years. He and his family are in town. So I'm going to be meeting up with him right around 7:30. So I don't know. It's possible if we don't get another good order here. This actually could be my last delivery of the night. But I hope everybody is doing well. We're dropping off this Jimmy John. So we just did a... Oh, wow. That's pretty big. Can I show up order? Under normal circumstances, I probably would take that. It's a $42, but it's a triple shop. And that's going to take way too long. Can't do that tonight. It's a Fresh Market. That was not a bad order. Someone's going to get a little high mileage, like 13 miles, which is high for Instacart. But a lot of top drivers do that, Corey. Like a lot of the ones who are doing $300, $400 days, $500 days. You just have to, because it's the only way you can increase your dollars per hour is to be stacking stuff like that. And so it's like, but instead of addressing the actual issue, which from their perspective would be dirty double stacking, they're just trying to make a rule. They're trying to make a rule, but then that rule ends up hurting plenty of other drivers who aren't doing that. So, just like, I just can imagine what these meetings are. They just sit around trying to figure out how to fix this problem or how to fix that problem. Simplest way to fix all these problems is increase your base pay. Increase your base pay, increase your minimum orders from customers, eliminate earn by time, fixes a lot of things. All right, so we've got about 3 miles to go. We're keeping an eye. There's a lot of good stuff coming through Instacart tonight. More than I would have expected. There's like literally that $42 order is just sitting out there. It's only for 22 items too. So I mean, it's a great order. I just can't get it done. There's no way I could get it done by 7:30. So fortunately I have to hide that order. Oh wow, there's 21. Yeah. Fresh Market's pumping out some bangers. $21 for 8 items from Fresh Market going 5 miles. That's pretty good. We might actually be able to get that one. It's not as big of a payout, but it's actually a lot better. It's a lot better order. Some Costco orders that at $12 for 1 item. That's also from Fresh Market. Too bad you can't stack Instacart orders, because I could stack that 12 and that 20. We'll see. After we drop off this Uber, we might go back and just grab one more. I also can throw on DoorDash here. See if we can get one more good DoorDash. So there's a lot of good Instacart stuff. I just can't do it tonight. That's how it goes, right? That is how it goes. well, we've got this Jimmy John's order. We're 2 miles away from that. When we get just a little bit closer, whenever we turn off the main road, we'll turn on DoorDash. We'll keep an eye on Instacart, see if we want to grab one of those. That $20 for 8 item is tempting, but so is that $12 for 1 item. They're both really tempting orders. All right, we're just about a mile and change out from this Jimmy John's order. Drop off. I've got 15-20 minutes left before I gotta go meet up with my buddy. Man, if you guys want to make some Instacart money, come down to Naples tonight. There's like bangers going, and they're just sitting there. Like nobody's claiming them. It's crazy. I've not seen it like this in a long time. I mean, it wasn't even like this Thanksgiving week or this week for Christmas, where there's just good orders sitting there. Like there were lots of orders for Christmas, but the good ones didn't sit there. This is crazy. Crazy good Instacart tonight. But they're up to $21.50 for 8 items on that one Fresh Market. And the drop off is back up north. So I'm very tempted to go grab that, and we can go shopping in Fresh Market if it's still there. We're gonna do this. I am gonna turn on DoorDash on the off chance that we can get a large catering order here. It's just too early. I'm a little too far out to commit to Instacart right now. Oh yeah, well that's the thing. They're only. Why would they increase it if people keep taking it? The only way you're going to get them to increase the base pay is to stop taking out orders. But there's too many desperate people who are taking it, and then you become more and more reliant on tips when tips are good, and big tips are good at times. So. But it's a hard way to make a living. $5.95. It's not that one. This one. It's this one. All right, hang tight. I'll be right back with you. Good evening. Happy New Year. Let's see if it's still there here really quick. I gotta close it. Somebody grabbed it. It's alright. It's okay. So we're gonna just kind of keep inching towards the north. I've got the address from my friend here too. I'm gonna just throw I mean, I can do one more little quick order if we get it. Otherwise, I'll just hang out with you guys until 7:30. We'll see. We're gonna pass by some restaurants, and there's a chance we can catch something here. Either way, though, we just knocked out $50 in an hour and a half from 5:30 to 7. So that was great. That was all Uber Eats and one Grubhub. No DoorDash. No DoorDash required tonight. And we do have pending tips on those first Uber Eats. Oh, have they started to come through? Hold on. Maybe did they all come through? Or did just part of it come through? Oh, that last one just came through all the way. The one we just delivered, that Jimmy John's, we took it as a 13. It's $14.25. So there was $1.25 and a hidden tip on that one. So we're still waiting for. I can turn the light back on once we get on the main road here. But we're still waiting for the pending tips from our high-end Italian and high-end sushi deliveries from earlier, which was like 18. Actually, we did do a DoorDash tonight. It was an 8. We had an $8 DoorDash. Right. I forgot about that already. It's $10 for 9 miles on DoorDash. We're gonna pass on that. It was close. If it was a little closer, could have taken it. Yeah, you see, so I heard a little bit about the history of this, and drivers complained. $10 for 7 miles on DoorDash. We're declining. We're looking for like a $8 for 1 mile or something like that. But then people complained. People complained saying, so, because sometimes people don't. So they claim not liking this this idea that DoorDash would make up the tip. And so DoorDash said, okay, you don't want us to make up the tip. We just won't make up. That's what every other tipping industry does. And the DoorDash drivers fought against DoorDash making up for missing tips. And so now they don't do it, and people don't tip. Like, sometimes people are their own worst enemies because they think only about here and now. They don't think about the long-term repercussions of things. It's like the people who fight for higher minimum wage not realizing that it's going to just cost more for everything. Like, sure, you're earning more, but it's well, Caleb, it depends. It depends on how the pay structure is set up. Tips are not a bonus for gig delivery drivers. The way $7 for 5 miles on DoorDash, we're going to pass. The way DoorDash, Uber Eats are set up, tips are essential for gig delivery drivers. They're not a bonus. They are definitely not a bonus. $10 for 10 miles from Chipotle. if you were only paid in base pay and no tips on these apps, you'd be making $6 an hour. So that's assuming you get 3 deliveries done with $2 base pay every hour. So no, well, yeah, if you made 30 an hour, but you don't. That's all right. We got what we wanted: $6 plus for 2 miles from Namba Ramen. Perfect. This will be our last delivery of the night. $6 plus for 2 miles. Yeah, of course. If you made that, nobody would be complaining, Caleb. But you don't. You make $2 an order. That's what you're making. If you said tips were forbidden and the base pay is going to stay where it is, you're making $2 an order, or between $4 to $6 an hour. That's all they're paying you. And they can do it because contract work. But they're also manipulating contract work beyond what contract work is supposed to be. They are trying to do everything in their power to have people as employees without actually having to pay them as employees. So basically what they're doing is, by the way, this is I got a couple of 3 or 4 different sushi rolls and some. We don't see exactly. That's the whole point. Is DoorDash is taking all that money from you, but we as the drivers don't see that money, and the restaurants don't see that money either. So delivery drivers, the other day I had a coupon for like $20 off on DoorDash, and it was still more expensive to order through DoorDash than it was to just pick it up. Perfect! Exclamation point. I have one last order to drop off, and I will be to you. Period. So, yeah. So I think this is the problem I think that we have, is that we have a lack of understanding. So if you make that order, Caleb, and you don't put a tip on it, your driver is getting paid $2. That's of all the fees and everything that you get charged by DoorDash, $2 goes to the driver. Everything else goes to DoorDash. All right, so we're pulling in here to Namba Ramen. This is a $6 plus order for us for 2 miles. Now, again, on this one, the customer probably paid, $50 to $80 for this order. No, Caleb. Yeah, it's nuts. Ryan, good evening to you. Happy New Year. Yeah, no, that's exactly it, and that's kind of what they want you to think. They want you to think that they're collecting all these fees to pay their drivers well, but they don't. So, the only orders that are good orders, are good tipping orders. There is no such thing as a good order that is only base pay. About every once in a while, there's like a freak one that happens. All right, I'm gonna go get this $6 plus for 2 miles. This is gonna be my last delivery of the night because I'm meeting up with a buddy here at 7:30. But we'll go do that, and we're already over $50 in, the first hour and a half. So even if we end up at whatever, 57 or 58, good. Maybe we'll get our final tip from our double that we had earlier as well on Uber Eats. right, we are back. And I got an update for you from that Uber Eats double that we had before. We took that as $18.07. The final tip came through. It was $48.79 for that. That was like a 6 miles total for that. So we are now over $75 on the night. This is our last drop off of the night. Gonna turn off these other apps here and go get. Is it on? Where is it? Which address is this? Okay, I can't go the way that it wants me to go. That's not correct. The way it tells me to go is not correct for this place. I know that. Good luck, Corey. Hope it goes up for you. Hope it goes up for you. So I think we need something like, if this order is $17, we end up hitting $100 in 2 hours. I think I'm at 83 plus this order, which is a $6 plus. Oh, just kidding. That was just the tip for the Cafe Milano. The sushi Thai tip just came through. Okay, I just lied to y'all. That total, look at the total now. The sushi Thai had a separate tip on it. $63 order! Wow. Just kidding, comma, there was a tip on the second order too. So we just had a 60, that was like an hour ago that we did that double. 63 for that double. Pretty worth grabbing that. All right. All right, we've got to go like 1 mile here. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We got to go about a half a mile here to this drop off here. This is a guarded community. So I think we're gonna be let's see, 77, 89. Yeah, we're gonna be over 100 in 2 hours, guys. We did $50 an hour tonight. What a great night. Hold on. So the Cafe Milano had a $45 tip on it, and then the Sushi Thai had like an $18 tip on it. Plus then the base pay or whatever. So, wow. That was crazy. I was, of course you're always hopeful, but I was not expecting that much. Let's see. Thank you so much! Exclamation point. I just checked in at the gate and will be there soon. Alright, look, we're like 0.2 miles, but then I think I gotta go up to like the 19th floor or something crazy like that. And then I'll ride with you guys for a couple minutes. Oh, sorry, muted. Muted. All right, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you guys doing that. So if my buddy wants to come on and you guys want to ask some like Bible, God, theology type of questions for a couple minutes, do you guys have any questions? Because he's a pastor. Like, that's his full-time job. Yeah, I'm back. So are you guys interested in asking any Bible, theological, God questions tonight? It'll be his opinion only, and only if he wants to do that. But he might be up for it. So it'd be kind of like a little extra bonus for you if you guys are interested in that. Let me know. You can start posting a couple of questions, and I'll see if we can make this work. All right, so post a couple of questions. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to spend his whole time talking theology, being that he traveled all the way from Wisconsin to Florida. But I know he would want to do it. So if you've got nothing. Well, if anybody's got any, let me know. Get them posted. And not that I can't answer some of them for you, but it's sometimes fun to have a different perspective and hear somebody else say things in a slightly different way or whatever. Oh, I gotta turn other stuff off here. So we did $77.65 on Uber Eats, mostly thanks to that one good double order. We did $12, I believe it was 12 on Grubhub. That brings us to 89, and then we had a $10.50, which brought us to $99.50, plus an $8 on DoorDash. Those last two were DoorDash. So it's like 107, 108.50, something like that. I don't know. Don't have the exact total. Over $105 in 2 hours. We average $52.50 an hour, something crazy like that. You're back. You can hear me. All right. So sometimes lags. All right. So if you guys have any Bible, theological, God questions that you want to ask, get them posted. I'm gonna go ahead and blindside my friend with them, but I need them posted here really quick. So post what you got. If you got Bible, God, theological questions, things you're stumped on, things you're struggling with, get them posted. The fruit of the Spirit. All right. Sounds good. If you got any stumper questions, you can throw them out there as well. Get you a little bonus content. Awesome. Yeah. There's so much stuff to work on. So much stuff to work on when it comes to the fruit of the Spirit. And the hardest part is, like, in the end, it comes to yielding to the Spirit. It's not necessarily more stuff that you do. It's like allowing God to take control. So if you've got anything specific you guys want to ask about God, the Bible, theology, any of those topics, go ahead and throw those in the chat. But maybe we'll just, at the very least, we'll ask for another perspective on the fruit of the Spirit. The fruit of the... Alright, sorry guys. Over this part we had to switch internet connection. Alright, sorry guys. Over this part we had to switch internet connection. What kind of prayers do we need to say for the Chicago Bears? So he's a Vikings fan. He's a Vikings fan, so that seems to be an appropriate question. He's also, though, the intertwining of he's an athlete. He was a high-level runner in college, like set school records stuff. So maybe we can just talk a little bit about the integration of faith and sports for a couple minutes too. I'll see what he's up for. I think he'll roll with it. I think he will roll with it. So, and I'll let him promo some stuff too. He can talk about his church and his church Facebook page, and I don't know if he has a dedicated YouTube channel yet or not, but if he does, then he can do that. So I'm gonna be to him here in just a minute. Just a minute, because I'm just meeting him right out front at the gate. All right, so if you got any Bible, God, theology questions for my buddy, I'll introduce him here in a second. I'm going to blindside him. He doesn't know this is coming. I promise you. He has no idea. Good evening.
How's it going?
Good evening. So we're actually live on YouTube right now.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I wanted to shock you because we've got some
really?
Bible, God, theology questions for you.
Oh, really?
If you're up for it.
Is this a podcast or what?
Just my live streaming of my food deliveries.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where we talk
really?
everything as we go out and do stuff. So are you up for?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm going to start you off with the funny one first.
Okay.
Which is, what kind of prayers do we need to be saying for the Chicago Bears? By the way, here, so everybody, this is Seth.
Hello. Hello.
So,
So how many people are watching?
oh, we got like 4 on right now,
Okay.
but we got people watch on replay and stuff. We got like,
So, yeah, the Bear. Yeah. So I'm a Vikings fan. So yeah, I'm very familiar with the Bears, and the Bears. They had one good year in their entire history, 1985. And they hold that over the Vikings because they actually won a Super Bowl. And the Vikings were in 4 Super Bowls and lost all of them. But the Vikings are a way better franchise than the Bears. But anyway, so back to the theology part. I mean, they just need to pray. They need to get it. They should have gotten Harbaugh. I mean that's what they should have done.
Yep.
That was their mistake. Harbaugh wins wherever he goes. I mean, look at the Chargers are going to be in the playoffs. And they've just chosen the wrong coaches, I think, when it comes down to it. They should have drafted Mahomes, of course, and then they would have won a couple of Super Bowls instead of the Chiefs, probably. But
are we going to 7-Eleven, by the way?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yes.
I know where I'm driving to here.
Yes.
Who else just came on? Oh, 49ers faithful forever.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How's it going, 49ers?
49ers. All right.
We have.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know Tom Grassi, the football streamer?
Huh.
He does, like, if the NFL were scripted and stuff. Anyway, he's got a huge football channel.
Yeah.
Like 750,000 subscribers.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
his channel rated our channel when we were talking like football while doing food deliveries.
Oh, really?
So we gained like 800 of his subscribers. So
All right.
we have a very high
Yeah.
football
Well,
contingency here.
Let's talk about Vikings Packers on Sunday.
Vikings and Packers. There you go.
All right. So, which I think is the most underrated rivalry in the NFL. So like I said, I'm a Vikings fan. I actually live right across the border in Wisconsin. So we call it Minnesconsin. So there's literally a Vikings flag and a Packers flag on the same lawn. Everybody is talking about Vikings Packers. And
Is this the best record those two teams have had this late in the season together?
Yeah, I
in
think
recent
so.
history.
Yeah, yes. I just saw something that is true. So the Vikings are 13-2. This is supposed to be a rebuilding year, but we're 13-2. And then the Packers are 11-4. The Vikings won the first matchup. They were actually up 28-0. And then the Packers stormed back, but the Vikings hung on. But yeah, this Sunday, there's a lot at stake because the Vikings can still get the 1 seed. They can still win the division. The Packers, the highest they can get is the 5 seed. But here's what's crazy about it. There could be a 14-win team starting on the road in the playoffs.
Wow.
Thank you, NFL, for the great playoff format. They might change it just because of this year. I don't know. We'll see. But if you have 2 of the best teams in the NFL in the same division, that's going to happen. So.
By the way, that also didn't really help the Bears this season, having 3 top 14. That's
Can you imagine being a Bears fan who went into a coma when they were 4-2 and then wakes up and they're 4-11 or something?
That sounds like a Dolphin season.
That's a nightmare. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, we don't have to talk too much about football. I mean, yeah, but I think it'll be a good game on Sunday. I think it's a toss-up. I think I would give the edge to the Vikings because they're home, but we'll see what happens.
All right, and then I don't know. We'll go further down.
Yeah.
Well, this one was kind of sketchy Slurpees last year.
Okay.
There's usually better Slurpees up ahead. All right, what does Ryan say? Playoffs are overrated. My Cowboys just said no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike Zimmer, defensive coordinator. Yep.
Is
yeah, he was our coach for 8 years.
Is McCarthy fired at the end of the season, or do you think they keep him?
I think if they win the last 2, they'll keep him.
So
I think he's got to win the last 2. But yeah, so that'll be. It's kind of weird because the Cowboys are pretty much in the playoffs every year, so this is kind of an off year. So will Mike? How about Mike McDaniel?
He's fine. He's fine this year.
He's fine.
I mean, yeah. The Dolphins have the Tua got injured card to play this year.
Uh-huh.
Because if they had this same record and Tua was healthy the whole season, then it would have been trouble.
Yeah.
But because Tua got injured, it gave them a bailout season. Next year, I think it's next year either significant improvement in everything or you blow the whole thing up and start over again.
Oh, sure.
I think next year is the make or break.
Yeah.
But if I were the Dolphins, I would draft a first-round quarterback this year.
Even though you have Tua?
I would, yeah.
Because of his concussion issues?
Yeah, you just and to put a little pressure and like then you had worst case is you do what the Packers do, you guys sit for a year or 2 and then you trade them or whatever. But I would that's But our upper management is our problem with the Dolphins.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
All right, we did have a question. Well, we've been talking about the fruit of the spirit specifically, and how do we? So this is kind of a me question, but me for everybody. How do we balance the fact that the fruit of the spirit comes through the spirit versus the role of what we actually have to do to see the fruit play out in our lives? So.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because it's definitely not living like God. You know, we actually have a responsibility in the Spirit's work, but it is in the Spirit's work. You know, you can only do the fruit of the Spirit if you have the Spirit. But there's all these passages in the New Testament that talk about like Colossians, for example. Colossians 1:28-29 talks about we strive with all of His energy, right? But it's His energy, but we are the ones striving. You know, Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15, I worked harder than any of them, though not I, but the grace of God that was with me. And then you have Philippians 1:6, right? He who began a good work in you will carry it to completion at the day of Christ Jesus. So you do see these passages where it talks, you know, it's the Spirit's work and it's our work. And so the question, I guess one of the questions that maybe you're asking is, how does this look in our life, right?
Yeah, okay, so there's the phrase that you've probably heard growing up, and which is, work like no prayer can help, pray like no work can help. Do you think that's a solid phrase, or do you think that's
Yeah.
a little too simplified. I kind of feel like it's a little simplified.
Yeah.
But what's your take on that phrase?
Yeah. Yeah, we need to. We don't want to minimize prayer. We need to be, whatever situation we're in. We need to be praying. But we also need to work, right? So we need to pray and then work. But I don't like to say work as if, as if prayer doesn't matter.
Right.
I don't, because prayer does matter. I mean, things happen. James says, "You did not receive because you did not ask." Right. So prayer is essential. But so are our actions. Our actions are essential. Well. Yeah.
So maybe it could be something more like pray for the power to work and work in the power of prayer. Maybe that would be a slightly more nuanced way of.
Sure. Yeah. I think that we can be obedient even without prayer, but if we're not praying consistently, we shouldn't expect to have the power of the Spirit working in our lives. Both are. We should expect to see obedience. We should expect to see the Lord answer when we pray. Like when I get up to preach, if I haven't prayed, I'm not ready to preach. It's I don't care how much preparation I've done. I need to pray and say, Lord, would you apply this to everyone right where they're at? Would you work through me? Would your words be my would my words be your words? So I those are the kind of things I pray. And I'm always amazed at what God does. With that's just one example of how we pray and how we act. So yeah.
All right, you got maybe one more question there. Maybe this will be our last question. I don't know what Brian said there. You want to?
Brian. Yeah. So how do you find happiness in the midst of sadness using the fruit? Oh, that's a good question.
All right.
Yeah. I think this is where we need to understand, Ryan, the difference between happiness and joy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Happiness is, I'm about to be really happy because I'm going to have a Slurpee. I mean, that's happiness. Joy is not dependent upon circumstances. It's dependent upon standing on the promises of God, trusting who you are in Christ Jesus. So that's where the Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians, he says, I can't remember what chapter it is, but he says, sorrowful, yet always rejoicing. And in Philippians, he says, rejoice always. So joy is something we should always have. It doesn't mean you're always smiling or whatever that might be, but it means that your hope is in Christ. You're trusting His promises. You're able to get through it. I heard one guy say, it's like a buoyancy. That you're not going to fall under the water. You're going to stay above water because of the joy that you have in the Lord. So I think there is a big difference between joy and happiness. Happiness is comfort. Joy is trusting in the promises of God, trusting in Scripture, in Jesus Christ, no matter what circumstance we're in.
Awesome. Well, do you want to rep any social media for you, your church? Do you got anything? I know you've done some podcast things. If you want to, I can link it in the notes when I get home too. So once a month I'm actually on a podcast with a couple pastors. It's called Tearing Down the High Places, and that comes from the Old Testament. And the whole point of the podcast is we're going after false teaching and just modern problems that attack the authority of Scripture. It's called Tearing Down the High Places. If you go to YouTube or Spotify or Apple, it's on Rumble too. You can find it at all those places. Twitter or X, whatever that's called now. You can find it at all these places. There's also, I do write some articles, and not just me, but a lot of pastors write articles on TruthScript. So TruthScript. Truthscript.com, and they're really helpful articles and a wide variety of topics. And we don't shy away from controversial subjects. So, but anyway, we actually on January 8th, it won't be posted. The podcast we're going to do on January 8th won't be posted for 3 days later. But we're actually going to have an Old Testament professor on.
He's actually a former Old Testament professor because he got canceled during the COVID, and he was going against the woke stuff. But it's his belief, and I actually share this belief, that most seminaries are not preparing young men for pastoral ministry. So he's actually going to talk about that, like why are churches having so many problems, and his argument is it's the seminaries. So yeah, we're going to have that conversation in early January. So yeah, so it'd be great to, if anyone's out there interested in listening, we do talk about politics too. We're not afraid to talk about politics on that stuff. That's
one thing we don't talk about on this channel, but you can talk about it.
Yeah. So we don't. We're actually, Jeff is one of the other pastors. He was a really good basketball player. So if you like sports, we're sports guys too. But we occasionally a sports topic will come up, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll throw some of those links down in the notes whenever I get home and get this updated. We'll find some truth script, and I'll get a link to
tearing down the high places.
Tearing down the high places. Yeah, so we'll get those in there. Yep, Shaq Barrett was released by the Dolphins, and he is eligible to be to play this weekend for anybody.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I believe I saw that he was.
All right, Bears, go get him.
Whoever he signs for. Did you also see? This is the other. So this kind of brings it full circle to Dolphins and Vikings. Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater went back to his alma mater in high school.
Oh yeah.
And won a state championship.
Oh really?
Yep. And now he got signed by the Lions today.
Wow.
As a backup quarterback. So.
Wow. He's not done, huh?
He's not done. Oh, plain choice. You're saying Shaq Barrett's not eligible to play? Oh. I thought I read that he was.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll have to look that up. But
so.
Yeah, so Teddy Bridgewater, former Vikings and former Dolphins quarterback, went back to his high school, won a state championship.
Mm-hmm.
And they completed that, and then he signed as a backup quarterback for the Lions.
Yep.
Because he wants the Super Bowl ring before he goes into professional coaching.
Yeah. So do the people here know where you live?
Yeah, they know we're Southwest Naples, Florida. So,
okay,
yeah.
So maybe one more thing I'll say is...
All right, last thing.
So this is the last thing. So Craig's a little bit older than me. We've been friends for how many years?
Long time.
25 years?
Yeah, it's close to that.
Probably 25 years.
so many years.
So I was younger than him. Still am younger than him. But anyway, and when I graduated from high school, Craig would have been in his mid-20s. We drove down to Florida. We drove down to Naples. At that time, Craig was living in northern Minnesota, and I was living in the Twin Cities. And we drove all the way down. And little did we know that 20 years later, Craig would be living here, and I would be visiting him on a family vacation. so here we are again,
That's how it goes.
20 years later.
Yeah.
And we were talking to a camera back then, too. But that nobody's ever watched.
Exactly. And back then there was a Naples Pier, and now there's not because it washed away.
Yeah, it's bye-bye. Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna hang out here and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Belated Merry Christmas to all of you, and a Happy New Year. Just appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. Make sure you go check out Truth Script and Tearing Down the High Places. Did I get it right?
You got it.
Make sure you check those out, and I'll throw some links. And just bug me, post comments if you don't see it right away. So appreciate you all. You got to see a $63 order tonight, so that was pretty cool as well. And yeah, we will talk to you guys soon.